Hey, and welcome back. Are you ready for the ultimate wing experience? Today, I'm bringing you the most irresistible garlic parmesan wings you'll ever taste. These wings are crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and coated in a flavor-packed butter sauce made with fresh garlic, parsley, and Parmesan cheese. Trust me, one bite and you'll be hooked, so let's get started. I'm starting off with 4 pounds of wings. I'm using whole wings, and I'm cutting the wings, separating the drumettes and the flats. And I'm using some poultry shears to do that. I like using poultry shears versus using a knife. I think it's a whole lot easier. These poultry shears cut very easily. I got them right off of Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description in case you want to get them. I use them for cutting turkey also. Now that I've got my chicken cut into pieces, I'm now going to season it. I've got 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. And the baking powder is important because it's going to help to make the chicken drier and will help to make it crispier. And when you're done, you want to refrigerate this for at least 1 hour or overnight. I like to do overnight because the flavor becomes more intense. After I've let my chicken marinate, I'm now going to put it on a baking sheet with a wire rack. So I'm using the wire rack because it's going to create some space, which will help to keep the chicken crispy as it cooks. Now I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I'm going to bake them for about 40-45 minutes until they are golden brown. Now I'm going to start to make the butter sauce. To make the butter sauce, I've got 1 stick of butter that I melted over medium heat, and I added 8 cloves of chopped garlic to that. I'm going to cook it for about 3 minutes until the garlic begins to soften and it becomes more fragrant. I'm adding a few tablespoons of chopped parsley. I'm adding it at the end with the heat cut off because that will help to retain the freshness of the flavor of the parsley. Once I've got this mixed together, it's now going to be time to pour it right over the top of my chicken. I'm adding my chicken to a bowl in order to mix everything together because once I've got the butter sauce in and the Parmesan, I need to be able to mix it, and this is going to be a good way to do that. I could also use a 9x13 to mix as well. I've got my melted butter sauce with the parsley and the garlic, and I'm going to pour this right over the top of the wings. But before I mix it together, I'm going to add some grated Parmesan. This is the Parmesan that I like to use. It is real Parmesan cheese. I see some on the shelf that say Parmesan flavored or that have large percentages of cellulose in it, and this is not that. This is real Parmesan cheese. I have a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese that I'm sprinkling right over the top. And once I've got that sprinkled over the top, now it is time to mix this together, and I'm mixing it with the spoon because I feel like it's easier than using some tongs. I don't want to tear up that skin, which I feel like tongs would do. Once I've got them mixed together, I want to serve it immediately to keep the skin crispy. And just like that, it's a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make these garlic Parmesan wings. They are easy to make and so delicious, you won't be able to resist them. Make sure to give this recipe a try and let me know how it turns out in the comments.